And welcome to the week runner. We're up to the last round for Division 1, Luke, and welcome.
How are you? Right, Darcy.
Quick year, fast year it's been.
Yeah.
Last week, this week for Division 1, and we start off with what we saw, Goody Saints losing the week before to St Peter's. Obviously, a bit of an upset there, because obviously a bit of what happened with the coach, and he's now moved on. And
yeah, we don't know what happened, so...
Yeah, but that's it, so yeah, can't comment, but they did bounce back this week against Modbury, so with a good win, so it was Goody Saints, which puts them back, and they're not quite out the pecking order yet for the finals, but certainly 12 goal 15-87 to Modbury 10 goal 4-64.
Yeah, good win to Goodwood. Yeah. Still keeps them around the mark and a very good chance of playing finals, I would have thought.
Exactly. So we had to, we've got Goody Saints, got Curls with 4, Hughes with 4, Barry with 2, Elms and Tuck in amongst the individual goal scorers there with Carter, Barry, Tuck, good to see him out there, still out there, so obviously an ex-AFL player, Carter and Hughes. And for Modbury we've got Rankin Junior, so obviously you never see that very often now, do you? So
no, you
don't. Junior name, but Gibson with 2, Burns with 2, David with 2, and Kipara and Rigney are the individual players. With best players was Burns, Denmead, Davey, Hoffmeyer, Hollingsworth, Hughes. So
a full-back there?
Full-back, so still with one game to go. Goody Saints must win this week, which we'll come to obviously shortly.
Yeah.
And head off to the next game. We see the might of the PAC just took control of this game as well. They did play the bottom end of St Peter's, so it was expected win, of course. But
I saw all the tents there at Park 9 on the way through, so it must have had a big function there.
Past players or something. So, yeah. But anyway, so it was PAC 16 goal 14 110 to St Peter's 6 goal 5 41. So just tell us what PAC.
Yeah. Big forward Pitt kicked 4, the other big forward Siebels with 3, Lang with 2, Bartlett with 2, Curley with 2, McNamara, Hugo and Crawford with singles. Cameron Gratz, now we saw him play, we were up at Teacher Gully the other week. He is a star, this lad.
Absolute
star. Very good player.
He's a giant.
Yeah, no, he's only not that big, but Will o' the Wisp, but very highly skilled. McNamara, Pitt, Gratz, Siebels and Latchford.
The other Gratz.
Yeah, Siebels was very good that day, and so was Pitt. For St Peter's, Jordan Lockwood kicked 2, Roberts, Calabrese, Stafford, Fotheringham, all with singles. Better players, Duncan, Roberts, Finlay, Fotheringham, Lockwood and Cudmore. So a really good win to Prince Alfred. We got a press release sent to us this week to say that St Peter's have announced that Chris Hall will go on for 2 more years as their coach out there at St Peter's. So well done to Chris and to St Peter's for making a decision based on the future, not the fact.
Yeah, exactly. They will get relegated to Division 2.
Well, barring picking up 2% this week, which is not going to happen, but they'll get relegated. But yeah, they made the decision for the future, knowing what Chris has brought to the table, so well done.
Good forward thinking, absolutely. So whether we do the next one, Payne will teach you how to keep that to last, or we can do that now?
No, I'll do that now, mate.
This is the game we called, Luke, and what a great call it was with the 3 of us, TJ, yourself and me. So it was a great game of footy. It's Teacher Gully wore the blue Guernseys, different blue and light Guernseys, to raise money for motor neuron disease. So well done to Teacher Gully.
Well done to the Teacher Gully Footy Club for that, and gave the best player award after the game for the best player on the ground. And
like we said, raising money for a fantastic cause. They had somebody there. So, but look, it was. When you see 11-11, 77, 6-6, 42, obviously Payne Nord a good win over Teacher Gully. It's just, I thought it was a fair game of football though.
Oh, it was.
Teacher Gully just couldn't hit the mark with their kicking this week. They just, or what we've been previously saying, they just couldn't hit the mark. And Payne Nord Union, as soon as there was a mistake made, Payne Nord just on it. Yeah. Straight away swooped on it and got in their forward line and made amends.
Their field kicking gullies, they didn't hit up targets. And they had those 2 weeks where they lost those 4 games in a row, they weren't hitting up targets, got back to their good footy, and then last week just lapsed a little bit, they didn't hit up those targets as well as they could, and they didn't make life that easy for Trent Melville and the boys up forward.
But I think Luke probably said, and so TJ said, Teacher Gully got they're a great side, but they're just too young and experienced. The inexperience showed a lot during that time. They have
a lot of young guys.
Yeah. They tried to switch a lot, which you're doing in Div 1 footy, but the switching straight to another opposition player, the kicking just was very poor, and they're trying to do something different. But
you have to be realistic. They're a club who lost 10 blokes during the off-season, and Yeah, they've got a few blokes in, but they've also recruited heavily from their under-18s. They've come back through their under-18s and they're playing all these kids. And no matter who you are, until you've got 40 or 50 games in you, you aren't going to put experience on an old head. You need 40 or 50 games in you before they start to produce, with confidence week in and week out at this level. And
we didn't see Nick Jolly just kick 3, but he was in the ruck. He was all over the ground. So
but he kicked them in the first quarter. He kicked 3 in the first quarter. He got hold of Sandico in that first quarter. But well done to Sandico, because he shut him down after quarter time. I thought Nick was around the ground and that. But well done to to Sandico. I thought for stopping him. Because that first quarter, Jolly just looked dangerous, didn't he? When he kicked 3. And
I thought Sandico may have got the best players, but he didn't to hold Nick Jolly down 3. I think he just. Then obviously getting held well, he went to the ruck for a little bit and back to full forward. But
I reckon they've got the right bloke for this player, Gullies, because Tiggerman did a great job on Strato Agorastus. Yeah. And I said to Macra after the game, I said Tiggerman really played well, and he said yeah. So Tiggerman was really good looking after Agorastus.
As I said, Nick Jolly with 3, Davies with 2, with Ansel with 2, Pride, Legaletio. I didn't got that. Leggio. I got that wrong again. I just can't. Agorastos and Bauer with the best players of Pride. He also won the medal. Yep. The medal of the. I'm not sure what it was, but to raise money it was. So Davies, Seymour, Nelson, and Bauer. So they certainly. I think we picked. They should pick the top 6. I think we were pretty close to that. I think on the day.
Yeah, the one I thought was second best, maybe after Harrison Prize, was Dylan Orcello in the back line. And I thought he was outstanding. And I'm a bit shocked he probably didn't make the best 5. Maybe Macca's playing a few games with the best players. I don't know, but he's an absolute gun, that bloke. And for Teacher Gully, Melville kicked 2. Dylan Schoenmakers, Matty Stent, Personos and Dow singles. Tiggerman was best in that great stopping role on the last line of defence. Did a great job. Dylan Schoenmakers, he's had a really good back half of the year. Matty Stendy come into the game as it come on. Matty Hallandale, he's had a really good year. He's really good. And Pete Personos. So Gully's got a bit to work on this week. A little bit to work on.
Yeah. But then we head out to Salisbury North, and it wasn't a good day for them either. So it was the good win there to Ross Trevor. So 18 goals 6, 114 to 6 goal 3, 39. So no surprise, Ross Trevor, they're on top, doing great guns at the moment. And Salisbury North, they will get relegated next year. So no surprises there. So we've got Ross Trevor, Kemain. I mean, gee whiz, he's in there every week, 7.
He's a gun, Kemain. He's an absolute gun.
Yes. And then we've got Denham with 3, with Coe with 2, with Homebush also with 2, with Powell, Littler, Hurley and Jordan with individuals, with best players by Malley, Detamatis, Kemain of course with 7, Holm and Powell. Powell?
Yeah, Powell.
P-A-H-A-L.
Yeah, for Salisbury North, Brad Hood, Morganti, Kieran Aegis, Bradley Wiles, Benny Wiles, Russo and Sharpie all kicked goals. Better players for Alex Stengel, Benny Wiles, Vignall, Clinch and Johansson. And Salisbury North, they were 8 goals down at half time. Yeah. And then Ross Trevor put the foot down in the third quarter and led by 13 goals at 3/4 time. The last quarter, to their credit, Salisbury North won. But the damage is well and truly done. Ross Trevor are going to finish top and have that first week off next week.
They certainly will. Then we finish the last game of the round in Division 1 as Adelaide Uni took on Port Districts, and Port Districts are just showing their might coming into the finals now. I think that without looking out, I think that knocks out University to make the finals. But
there's
very close.
Three sides that can get 2 spots.
So it was Port Districts 12 goal 11 83 to Adelaide Uni 10 goal 8 68.
At Uni Oval too.
There was 2 at it's a beautiful over out there. So, but that was what happened. I'll go for Port Districts. Got Williams with 3, Batsy with 2, Heffernan with 2, Weistra, Foster, Pocock, Hales and Perry with the individuals, with best players Carly, Rosenthal, mate, he's been out there for years, Rosenthal. I think he was their ex-captain.
Joshy Rosenthal.
He's the captain now, was their captain. He's well in his 30s now, but still playing A-grade footy. Good to see him in the best players. Wistra, North East and Foster.
I see, is that Anthony Carmel or Alapati? That'd be interesting to find out. So, yeah. But for Adelaide Junior, Lucas Antonatus kicked 3, Noonan 2, Langridge, a very good player, kicked 2. So is Seb Painter, Langridge and Opie all kicked singles. Wouldn't be the best players without a Painter being the best player. They're outstanding, those two lads. Seb Painter was best, Cameron second best, Taylor, Noonan, Dads and Antonatus. So, yeah, very good win to put districts. Anytime you go to Uni Oval and get a win, it's a good win and quite often a difficult place to play.
It is. We'll just go to the ladder, then we can have a look. Obviously, look at the ladder first, and then go to the games.
Yeah, three sides can legitimately finish in 4th or 5th.
So Port Districts are safe, you'd think.
No.
Let's go through it. So we've got Teacher Gully is safe. They're definitely 11 wins.
Yeah,
Port Districts are 10 and 7. Panama Union are 5th, who are 9 and 7. Yeah, good point. Okay, so then we've got Goody Saints, who are 9 and 7, who are 6th. So Adelaide University can't make it from that loss last week, so they're definitely out from last week's loss. So it is from Port Districts, Panama Union, Goody Saints.
All can win, but you think Payneham are probably in the box seat because they play Modbury, right? Indeed. And you would think Port Districts, because I mean, Goodwood Saints, they host Ross Trevor. Now, I wouldn't have thought Ross Trevor are going to put guys away because they're going to have next week off for the rest, so they're not going to put them away. Now, if Goodwood are able to get over Ross Trevor, but Teacher Gully beat Port Districts and Payneham beat Modbury, Port Districts can find their way out of the fight.
They can. They've only got a percentage of 50, where Panama Union's got 52, and so has Goody Saints got a percentage of 52. So it's 2%.
They can, but the way it's looked, Goodwood and Ross Trevor at Goodwood Oval. Hard for Goodwood to win, but
very hard. I think Ross Trevor win. I'd like to see Goody Saints. They've had a bit of turmoil in the last few weeks. That's probably may have thrown them out a little bit as well. So, but look, I think Ross Trevor's still going to win quite comfortably, actually.
Yeah, and if that be the case, if Ross Trevor win, even if Teacher Gully do beat Port Districts, the percentage is going to be too high for Goodwood to get there. So I think Ross Trevor will win too. I think they'll beat Goodwood. Yeah. Only because I can't see him resting blocks. Not having 2 weeks off before another final, so that won't happen.
But this will be the match of the round. Port Districts and Teacher Gully, definitely the match of the round.
At Largs too.
At Largs, so I'm going for Port Districts actually. So I just saw Teacher Gully last week. They just too young, inexperienced was what I saw a lot. Was they tried different things, tried to switch a few times, but just didn't go to the man it's supposed to have, and it did show quite a bit. So I'm going for Port Districts.
Yeah, I'm going for District too because a few reasons. Largs difficult ground to play on, and Districts don't get beaten down there too often. But I think they've got the defensive power to watch. To stop Gully's forward line. I'm not so sure Gullies have got the offensive power to score that many goals at the moment. They're relying on too few to kick their goals at the moment. Early in the year they're up and about. I'm not going to let out too much, but I would have thought that Districts at home might be too good.
Agree. Then we've got it should be not easy, but sort of Panama take on Modbury. They don't want to take this easy, but do you think Modbury sitting 8th and Panama after that excellent win against Teacher Gully last week? Do you think Panama will continue their momentum into the final?
You think so, but I mean, Modbury got nothing to lose. Playing round 18, and they're basically safe in Division 1 now because they're 2% in front of St Peters. But nothing to lose, and that's often the worst time to get a side because they're dangerous. They've got, just play with freedom. They know they're safe. Play with a bit of freedom. Payneham will know that they'll have to, win. They'll have that win mentality. But I'll still go to Payneham. But that could be the upset.
And a difficult match this one. It's the two cellar dwellers, Salisbury North and St Peters, not playing for anything. As both would be relegated. I think if St Peters somehow could win, Modbury lose. I think Modbury got 2% more, so it's
not going to make it.
Just to win by about 200 points, I think, to try and make that up. But
it's a fair bit.
Look, I'm going to go just St Peters because they had that good win against Goody Saints a week or 2 weeks ago. So just why not, really?
Yeah, Salisbury North are just really struggling at the moment. We saw St Peter's, they weren't that bad when they played Tetra Gully. I mean, they led at quarter time and they were playing some pretty good footy. They weren't a side that I would have thought was going to get relegated, what we saw that day. But, you know, I think they'll beat Salisbury North, even if Salisbury North.
But as you said, Luke, they look to the future. They've reappointed the coach for 2 more years. It's good news. So they can start working on it now. They can start doing something maybe this week and do something different and work that over the summer, and you never know what will happen next year.
Yeah, I think St Peter's, you don't hear a lot really out of St Peter's, but you know, it's great to hear these press releases sent to us and things like that. So well done. Next game, Uni, really they're out of it now. They're
can't really go to come out finals. It's just PAC, they need to play for something, just keep that momentum up going to the finals. I think they will win, but I think Adelaide Uni, you're right, they've got nothing to lose. They're playing at home Adelaide Uni, in front of their home ground. There'll be a big crowd there, you imagine. So a lot of their other sides in Uni aren't playing. They've been knocked out. So you think there'd be a big crowd down there. So I'm going for PAC, of course, but I think Adelaide Uni are going to put up a good fight. You
know, Prince Alfred, you know, you have a look, you're a game clear of Tetra Gully. They're also 4% clear. So even if they lose, it doesn't matter. I would think they're going to put Blakes away this week. I mean, because they know they're going to play a qualifying final the week after. I mean, every coach does it. It's not tanking or anything like that. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see 6, 7, 8 blokes who are sore, put them on ice, rest them up for the finals. Every club does it. Every coach does it. So I think it'll be a bit close, and I think Prince Alfred will rest some. I don't know for sure, but gee, you've got nothing to gain by playing your best side now.
That's it. But we'll see at 5 o'clock on Saturday with districts playing the more good Saints that are made up of 5.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. See you later.